Greetings in the precious name of the Lord. I have a special guest that him and I are going to be doing some interviews about end time. Dr. Greg Hennett. He's a Bible expositor and a end time prophecy teacher. And I want to ask him, what are some of the things you're going to be talking about during this series?
Well, we'll talk about some things that are understood, some things that are not understood so well, that are controversial. For instance, the position of the rapture in the end time events, and what that position is and why the scriptures support it. We'll talk about the tribulation period. What's the purpose of that time? So for the church or for Israel? Mm-hmm. We'll talk about the return of Christ. When he returns, is the church with him? Has the church just been caught up, or has the church been in heaven for 7 years? We'll talk about the millennial reign of Christ. What is it? I believe it is a prelude to the eternal day of God. We see a lot of distinct similarities between the two periods. There are differences, of course, but many similarities. And then I think probably most important of all, Joe, we'll talk about spiritual readiness for Christians today. And Jesus, in Matthew 24 and 25, the Olivet Discourse, when he discussed his coming, he attached specific readiness warnings. Love warns. And in the love of God, he told us certain things that were going to happen, and then he told us how to be ready. And he used certain key words like be ready, be watching, be wise, be faithful, be knowing him in a greater intimacy. And so these were not terms that he just tossed out at random. They each had deep meaning and purpose. Some parts of the church believe that when Jesus appears, all Christians go automatically because of their imputed righteousness, and others believe that readiness is required. I believe that as well, because not only did Jesus mention these terms in the Olivet Discourse, and that's, of course, in both Matthew 24 and 25, Luke 21, and Mark 13, but also the apostles picked up on this, and you see them echoing these spiritual readiness warnings. Paul does it in 1 Thessalonians 4 and 5. Then Peter does it in 2 Peter 3. And John picks this up in his epistle, 1 John chapters 2 and 3. And then we see, of course, in the book of Revelation 19 that the bride has made herself ready. She's given a white garment, which represents not her imputed righteousness, but her righteous deeds, her righteous acts. The Greek is very clear and plain on that. There can be no confusion on that. And what that means is not that we earn our salvation, but that the salvation we're given entirely by grace is worked out in the believer's life. Paul said in Philippians 2:12, work out your own salvation, not work for your salvation, but work it out. This is the design of Christ, because as we learn to obey the Lord and trust him in our daily trials, we're being transformed. And the purpose of that is to prepare us to be translated into his presence. We just simply step from time into eternity. So the work of God is to be done here. That's the passion of the Holy Spirit, not in the afterlife merely. So these are some of the things we'll talk about there.
I am excited.
And a lot more information.
I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I want you to stay tuned because next week we are going to go live.